again, back at the table. And it's early in the morning, so let's start the day off right. Get a little bit of warm up in. Hit the balls around a little bit, get a feel for it, see how it's feeling, and then we're gonna run some drills today, I guess. Back into getting the stroke down and making sure my stroke's right. And I feel like I've had a hitch in my stroke lately, so we're gonna focus on that for a bit. Of course, it wouldn't have anything to do with this pillar being right in the way. Alrighty. Like that. It's alright. First rack of the day. Hanger. Way off. Generally how that plays out. Missed one, missed the following shot, or not. It's alright. That's why we call it warm up, right? There we go. Moving that along a little bit much. Bit off, but that's alright. Get a feel for it. Try for that leave on the 7. Got to leave. This is a shot. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Oh, my bad, eh? 1/4 inch. Plunk. Chalk free. I love how everybody blames that on chalk. That's purely a bad stroke. 100%. Bad stroke. Not good contact, not a good stroke. knocked us out. So notice I've been jumping up prior to follow through. Did notice that. So I gotta kind of keep that in the back of my mind, you know, don't jump up, stay down. Stay down on the shot until you finish your follow through. Complete the shot. And a lot of adjustments while I'm down on the ball versus before I get down on the ball. I gotta keep that in the back of my mind too. Yee. That's devastating when that happens. A rattle like that shouldn't happen. That's purely not focusing on the shot and not aiming properly. I think it's a lot more of what type of shot I'm going to do that causes that, because I changed my mind at the last second without noticing until I miss. And then I realize, hey, that's probably not what you wanted to do. Eee, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to be up here, not on the rail. Speed is another one of those things you got to kind of keep in mind. See, like right there, I noticed that I readjusted after I was down on it. Don't do that. Stand up, readjust, then get down on it. You'll actually make it. I did notice I've been doing that a lot. So long as I can be conscious of it and know that I'm doing it, I should be able to correct that and work out that kink. Which should be good, because that'll make my game a lot better. Sometimes you just got the wrong angle entirely. It's alright. Hoping for a little bit more draw than that, but it's that stroke I was talking about that is not perfect by any means. I'll get there. Enough time on the table, enough practice, enough. So long as you know what you're doing wrong, you can correct it. It's when you don't know what you're doing wrong is when it makes it very difficult. to correct what you're doing wrong if you don't know what you're doing wrong. That just rattled it. That's a lot of talking in the middle of my backstroke, which is a surefire sign of missing every time. About a 1/4 inch. I had to work on banks today for sure. That was damn near a dead bank. That should have went, no problem. But I did not execute properly. Push it. Didn't push it nearly enough. Guess I should have hit that a little harder. A little bit more speed on that shot. It's okay. Push out of it. Shake it off. Move on to the next shot. To be off by 3 inches. Okay. Good leave on the 1. That's what I was trying for. But you gotta make the ball first. The leave doesn't mean anything if you're not at the table. Down. I already found a few flaws. A couple things I know currently that I need to be focusing on. Now that I know that I'm doing them, let's apply what I know. See if we can't get better. Got less than a month. Even on a break shot, you know, you want to make sure that you step into it right. You want to have a proper approach, a proper execution. Speed on that is not quite right. Speed needs to be a lot more on that. All this cluttered up right here. Should have moved a little bit more. Turn me back and go out the rail a little bit. Give me a little bit of an angle on the 6. Give me some kind of a shape on the 4. Nope. Nope. That's the wrong side of the table, buddy. You're supposed to be on this side of the table. Which means I put the wrong kind of English on that. That should have been top left. I must have put top right. Yeah. And you're left with a difficult kick like that, which is never easy. Speed kills. It's alright. Take a breath. Take a breath and slow down. Rush that. Doesn't go. Not by a little, not by a lot. Hit it again. Yeah, right. Screwed that up, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Screwed the pooch on that one. You know, I was going for the last pocket, but I don't think that's gonna go. Oh. I like that. Try that one more time, then we'll start some other things, I guess. Actually, we'll just try to make it all of them. How about that? Let's start with that. Stretch. That was an adjust while I was down on the ball. Don't do that. Give it a bridge. Yeah, that's the shot. Bridge? No bridge. I got no bridge. Where did my bridge go? That ain't good. That ain't good. No bridge. I'm gonna have to find that before the tournament. Oh, what's going on, man? Oh yeah, this table is fantastic. Over here looking for my El Cheapo bridge. I'm gonna have to buy a new bridge. I have managed to lose mine. It's just a bridge that clips onto the end of your stick. And you just grab an extra stick and then you got a bridge. But I don't know where mine went. It's not in my bag, which is concerning. I don't know if my captain might have it. My team captain might have it. Might have put it in his bag. But I'm gonna have to make sure I either get that one back or pick up another one before the tournament in March, because I'm not gonna show up without a bridge. That's not happening. Off. Felt that before I even pulled the trigger. Off. Ugh. It's a snowball effect. And it gets me every single time. Just like that. It's 3 in a row that I just missed. Aggravation is real. I'm gonna try to deal with that. All right. Four rails. Does it go? No, it's all by a diamond. Yeah, I have to get the bridge. And yeah, my brain just got completely squirrel brained and just miss because my brain ain't on. There's a ball, put it in the hole. You know what I mean? Put the balls in the hole. You know? Just a little bit of speed. Just enough speed. Break through the aggravation, break through the frustration, get past it, move on to the next rack. You know, sometimes it's pretty difficult to get past that frustration. Especially when you're in match play. Match play, it is really difficult to get your head out of that. You know, 'cause you can't just walk up and blast it like I just did. You know, I mean, that's a surefire way of just giving away the game. But when I'm practicing and I get aggravated, that's a surefire form of stress relief, I guess. Just kind of get it out of you, work it out of you. Get rid of the tenseness, get rid of the aggravation. Say, okay, start over, you know. Start over with a little bit, you know. Get it worked out of you. Get the kinks worked out. It's only a second rack, so this is second or third rack, something like that, so whatever. Just getting warmed up. Shaking off the muscles, shaking off the cramps. And try to keep your head in the game. Right at it and miss it. No problem. No problem. We got this. Shake it off. Get it out of there. Get out of the cluster. Read the whole table. Don't just get fixated on one shot. It's another thing that I make the mistake of. Yeah, trying to work it out of me so I can actually hit the bathroom. So you take the 12, it comes off the rail, it hits the 3. 3 is kind of a stopper. Then I got the 11, the 9, 10. So that's kind of how I'm reading this. Completely missed the 3. Walked right past it. It's all right. I still got options. I got the 9, I got the 10. I don't have the 10. The 10 doesn't go past 2. Kind of go on the side though. Uh, 10 would have gone on the side, but I got a pillar right there, so never mind. Yeah, that ought to be a nice obstacle to shoot around. We got this though. My shoulder's right up against it, but we got to think about it before we shoot it, because how am I going to get to the 11 or the 14? So a little bit of bottom right ought to drag me over for the 11. A little bit more speed, and it might have been a little bit better of an angle, because now it's throwing me down table into the cluster, which is not going to help any. Hits there, natural angle, going to spring it off over here. Come off this rail. I'll be lucky if I get past the 4 and the 7 to come back out up table to get to the 14, which is right here. So I'll put a little bit of left on it and see what happens. Yep, good. Keep going. Nope, not at all. And now there is absolutely no look on it, so that's fun. 8 balls in the way for 2 rails. Now, maybe. I might be able to go. 2 rails and then kick off a rail and then into the corner. Oh, it's in the way. Yep, so it's a little bit of you got to be exactly perfect with these pockets or it's going to jump out like that, which leads back to more aggravation because damn it, that's an easy shot, it should go. Oh yeah, it's just gotta get worked through it. Today might not be one of those days. Today might be a day of just dealing with perfect. That's followed it right on to the line of the one. Yeah, today is probably gonna be one of those days. Kick it a few times, see if we can't put it on the side. No, didn't will. Take the one off to 6 and hopefully break up some of this cluster. Yeah, there's days like that, you know. There's days where you can't miss, and then there's days where you just hook yourself left and right. But it's a matter of taking those days when you're hooking yourself and turning them into the days where you can't miss. That's the trick. And that's a hell of a trick. Definitely a hell of a trick if you can do that. You can turn the day around like that, then it's a good day. Slow, slow, slow. Wow, that was really fast. I was hoping to be way over here for that. And now I'm playing the 6 in the corner and drawing the cue back for the 3 in the same corner. But you got to be on with it. You can't just expect it to go. Like that, you know, nice, easy. It's in the pocket. It doesn't go. Didn't quite get it in the way. By half a diamond. Yeah. Rails. Just that little bit. 32nd of an inch. That's all it takes. So off by that little bit, and it doesn't go because it's got to be dead center in these pockets. And the nice, on the upside of things, the tables for the tournament are not going to be this tight. They're not going to be that deep of pockets. They're not going to be that tight. It's going to be a whole different table. And then I found out that they're not actually putting new felt on the tables, so they're going to be worn. So they're not going to be slick like this one. You know, so I'm really going to have to readjust. But with this one being as fast as it is, dialing it back dialing back to play on a fast table is difficult. Going from a fast table to a slow table is easier than going from a slow table to a fast table. So I do have that going for me. Let's just make balls, eh? Doesn't matter the order, just make them. 14 balls on the table, all you gotta do is make them. One in a row. Two in a row. Oh, don't sit on it. You're gonna sit on that one too? Come on, I'm making it easy on yourself. I'll tell you, it's that one shot that throws me off, and then I second guess everything. So I'm just saying, yep, all go. Need to get into that mentality of it'll all go. That's the mentality I need to keep. It'll all go. Everything goes. That's the mental aspect of the game, you know. You gotta kind of visualize what's gonna happen and then trust that you're capable of making it happen. And then after that, everything just kind of goes, you know. Sometimes not so much. Start thinking about dumb stuff like, where am I gonna put the cue ball with this 414 cluster that's going on here? You know, how do you get into this position right here so then you can make that ball? Not always easy. Trying to figure out how to finish it like this. 9 will go. Ball will go. One or the other. One of them is going to go. So yeah, we're going to be running some basic drills and see if I can't get my stroke feeling right again. A lot of bank shots. A lot of just random stuff, you know. Kind of how it goes. A little bit of practice of the things that I know that I've been missing lately. I had a bunch of shots the other night that I missed that were just no excuse for missing them. A lot like most of the shots you just saw me miss. No excuse. So but that's alright. That's why you practice it, you know. The more times that you shoot the ball, the more times that you get a feel for it. The more you feel for it, the more natural it becomes. That 5-ball has been giving me a problem all day too. So just because it's been giving me a problem, we're gonna work with it for a minute. There she goes. Yeah, I'll tell you, man. I had one in my grandparents' basement my entire childhood, you know, and they still got it to this day. Nobody uses it, but there it is. Hasn't been refelted in. You're gonna piss me off on that one, eh? Yeah, it hasn't been refelted in probably forever. I don't think it's ever been refelted my entire life. Not like that. But yeah, when you get on a ball that is bothering you, or an angle that's bothering you, just work it. And eventually you'll figure it out and do it again, you know? Kind of one of those things. Just figure out what you're doing wrong, figure out how to fix it. Nope. It's gonna piss me off at that angle, so we'll take it at a different angle. Alright, that was just gonna piss me off entirely. Get off the table. I'm tired of looking at you. 5 shots, I'm missing that one. Get out of here. Okay, no problem. Why was the other one so difficult? Nope. Too much of an angle for me, apparently. Wow. Way off. There it goes. Nope. Off by a diamond. Man. 2 rails. Just gotta remember to call that when you're playing, you know. Oh yeah. 2 rails. Yeah. Nothing like that. Got that thing full on. Didn't even cut it. Hit it head on. Nope. 2 rails. Nope. Nope. 2 rails. Nope. Not an easy bank to make without scratching. Most times I'll send both of them in. Cue ball go in this pocket, the other one will go in the other pocket, and you, ta-da, you lose. Pretty much every shot. Every couple of shots, whatever. Alright, let's do some trick shots? Okay. I don't know any trick shots. So this ought to be interesting. This is about a 50-50 shot. Six on the side, 3 in the corner, 2 back here, 5 on the other side. See? Ta-da! That's what you get for trick shots. Ta-da! I used to be a really good one. I used to be really good at that one. That one won me a lot of beers. That one would win me a lot of beers. I made 4 balls in 1 shot. And it would make me a lot of beers, which was fun. It's just off. It has been killing me lately. I had that shot the other night, which was kind of painful. You're like, yeah, it's straight in bank. It's not a straight in bank. But you can get to being good with it. No, I'm on the wrong side of that diamond every time. Need to be on this side of the diamond, just barely. Wrong side of the diamond again. Jeez, oh Pete. It's like my aim isn't there anymore. No. This side of the diamond, not that side of the diamond. Thank you. Just gotta tell your brain that, hey, you need to be on this side of the diamond. case. Bumper. Yeah, I've been up against that shot a lot lately. His ball's sitting right on the diamond and everything blocking it. Make them all? Yep, make them all. So that's too much of an angle. I've had that happen a few times now too. Yeah, I don't know, one of these days I'll sit down and figure out the trick shots and all that stuff, but in the meantime, trick shots ain't winning tournaments. Steady stroke, confidence. I used to watch the trick shot tournaments on TV a while back when they actually aired them on TV. Now it's like they don't even air them anymore. You gotta watch it on YouTube or whatever, you know. Way off. Wrong side of the diamond. By a diamond. You'd be surprised how often this one comes up. Where you're just here and you gotta go over. There's something in the way on that pocket, like, you know, an 8-ball. Hey, not like that. Not there. Yeah. by a bit. Two rails. Nope. Nope. Didn't turn. Efren Reyes, he actually had a system for making a two-rail long bank like that all the time, which is not easy. But he's, you know, pro and all that good jazz. Shot, so I can only do that one up to about there, and more than half a diamond away it won't go. I'll have to put a massive amount of spin on it. Nope, diamond. Got too much of it. Ooh. Not nearly enough. so much draw on that. Oh no, the beer doesn't. The beer hinders my game a lot. Primarily because I'm allergic to hops, so I can't drink beer. And I caught COVID. My body said like, yeah, screw you. So yeah, I'm still kind of relearning my body after that whole experience. I've had 3 different variants now, which was a lot of fun, you know, going through each one of those different variants. The first time it scared the shit out of me. Lost my hearing, or my smell and my taste, and my hearing like amplified, which drove me nuts. But I couldn't smell anything, couldn't taste anything. Finally, after about a month, my smell and my taste came back, but my hearing stayed extremely sensitive. So that kind of screwed me up a bit. And then the next time that I had caught it, it wasn't as bad. It was more like a cold type deal. But I noticed that every time that I had caught it, something about my physical body had changed, which was weird. So it definitely altered my my genetics a little bit, but my body has overcame it, obviously, which is good. But at the same time, like trying to get back used to things. Like, I mean, I was a kid that always had, you know, 3 10-inch subwoofers with about 1,000 watts going to them, you know. So for my hearing to be, you know, sensitive, it's like, excuse me? Like, excuse me, I want my stereo system back, please. But it's too loud for me, which is messed up. You know, I used to joke about, you know, if it's too loud, you're too old, you know, but yeah, something altered that, and now I guess I'm too old or something. I don't know. I don't consider myself that old. I'm only 40. You know, in relatively good health, you know, so I don't know, it's kind of weird. Yeah, it was scary as hell. It was terrifying when I caught it the first time, because, you know, everything kind of tasted like shit. You know, I mean, there was no taste to it. It was bland. It was, you know, it literally tasted disgusting. I'm like, what in the world is going on here, you know? And then I realized I couldn't smell, and that terrified me, because it's like, okay, you go and you throw a pizza in the oven. You know, you get a frozen pizza, you throw it in the oven, and you walk away, and you wait for it to, you know, wait for the ding. If you don't hear the ding, you're going to smell it. I didn't smell it, and I didn't hear the ding. Next thing you know, I'm wondering why the whole house is coated in smoke, and the pizza's in there just a-burning. And I was like, oh, this is not good. But yeah, at that point, that was pretty terrifying. I was like, holy shit, the house could burn down and I wouldn't even know it. You know, burn down in my sleep, I wouldn't even know it. Gotta hit the other ball first. And I'm not even paying attention to what the hell I'm doing. Oh yeah, it definitely affected me in all kinds of weird ways, that's for sure. But that was, back when it first came out, and nobody knew what was going on with it, and I mean, bad cold. But the after effects is like nobody knew, nobody knows the after effects of all of it. And then of course, the medications and the side effects and the after effects of those, I mean everything, there's a cause and effect, everything's got a reaction, For every action there's a reaction, so taking the shot or whatever, what kind of reaction does that have? I mean, what kind of long-term effects that nobody knows about does that have? So there's a lot that goes into it, and the body. I mean, the human body is just an incredible organism. I'll tell you that much. Absolutely incredible, but. They claim the most of it's, it's safe, blah, blah. Well, whatever, okay, cool, fine. But when other things change, and of course, some of it has to do with, getting older. I mean, I'm not old, but definitely older, Definitely not in my 20s anymore, I definitely feel that. So, but that just means that I'm not doing stupid shit like, jumping out of moving vehicles and whatnot, That's all. I just know better, That's where the wisdom comes in. Don't jump out of a vehicle that's moving at, 40 mile an hour. It might not end well. Don't jump off roofs onto trampolines, all the crazy stuff you used to do when you were young and your body could heal and recover with, within a couple of days or a couple of weeks even. Now it's like, geez, I get out of bed and I pulled a hammy. All I did was stand up. Like, Nope. Right speed, wrong angle. Right speed, right angle. Yeah, sled off a roof. Oh yeah. We used to have a lot of fun with cars, buddy. We used to have a lot of fun with the cars. Me and a buddy of mine, we had two trucks. I had a F-150, and he had a Ram Charger. Mine was two-wheel drive. His was 4x4. But those were our bumper cars. They were both steel tanks, solid steel friggin' tanks, and you could bumper up to one another, and it wouldn't matter. You're not gonna hurt nothing. You're not gonna twist a frame or anything. Just give her hell and see what happens. Yeah, Drano bombs. Yeah. Yeah, Drano bombs were always a fun one at the apartment complex that we worked at. That's actually where I got introduced to the Drano bombs. That wasn't until a little bit later in life well, it wasn't a Drano bomb. It was the muriatic acid and aluminum foil. So basically, it was a Drano bomb. Drano bombs I kind of messed with a little bit when I was a kid, but they weren't. It was hard to get the mixture proper, so they never went boom. But the muriatic acid ones, those ones, it didn't matter. Muriatic acid and aluminum foil, they just have a chemical reaction. Goodbye. Oof. And we had one tenant that was just one of those kind of people that you just need to be harassed because you're that person. Yeah, we did some crazy, wild and out stuff, but you get older and you're like, yeah, maybe don't jump off of the boat that's going 40 mile an hour. Maybe don't do that. maybe don't jump out of the car as you're sideways spinning around in circles in 2 feet of snow. You know, maybe don't do that. Don't ghost man your vehicle when you're doing donuts in the snow. But you know, I mean, you live, you learn, you figure out what your vehicles can handle, what your body can handle, what might not be a good idea. A lot of it was probably not a good idea, but you know, whatever. You only live once and get it over with when you're young. You know, fun fact, back when I was actually really young, I mean, I'm grateful that I have what little bit of facial hair I have, and the little bit of, you know, the hair on my head, my eyebrows, you know, kind of grateful that I still have those. You know, back when I was a real little kid, you know, and I mean, you know, being 40 years old, I grew up with the old westerns and all that, you know, and they're not really the quite black and white, but it was black and white. And you'd see, you know, you'd see the gunpowder trail, you know, and it'd lead to a big pile of gunpowder and it would explode and all this excitement, and me and the neighbor were like, yeah, we got some gunpowder in the garage. Okay, so we made the line and made a big old pile and dug a hole and put the pile in the hole, you know, because safety, you know, we're gonna be safe about it. And so we lit it, you know, and it was probably, you know, 6 foot long. And we lit it over here, and the hole was over there on like where the 10 ball is, like right there, you know. So that's about where the hole is, and you got this gunpowder line, and we light it. And you see a little spark here, a little spark here, a little spark there, a little spark here, you know. And I'm like, man, what in the world? It gets, you know, a little spark here, a little bit of spark there, a little spark, little spark, little spark. Well, there's a pile of it right here, you know, in a hole. And I go over and I look over the hole, like, what in the world? Whew! That thing come up like a fire cannon like you wouldn't believe. Oh yeah, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. People don't have the situational awareness to realize that, you know, maybe put your vehicle in park before you get out on foot and start chasing people down. See, we did it, but it was different because it was like, I'm driving along, my buddy's in front of me, we're doing like 25 mile an hour through a neighborhood, he comes up to a stop sign, I open the door, I jump out, my truck keeps going at him. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun as kids, little hooligans. The accidental off-roading, those are always fun. Accidental off-roading is one of my favorite things, well, was one of my favorite things to do as a kid. Be driving down a dirt road and kick it sideways around a corner, and next thing you know, you're whoop, right off the road into the woods. Accidental off-roading. Till we got better at drifting, and then it wasn't accidental off-roading anymore. Then it was intentional off-roading. It was just a matter of how we chose to enter said off-road area. But originally it was accidental off-roading, and we just thought it was the coolest thing ever. We're like, yeah, that was pretty sweet. Let's do that again. And we got better at it. Of course, the more you get better at it, the more you want to push your boundaries and your luck and everything else. Rolled a few vehicles. A couple of friends not so happy with the concept of accidental off-roading. But then we get older, you know, and you're like, man, that was a nice vehicle until I destroyed it. And you realize, you know, if you don't do that kind of shit, you won't destroy it. Yeah? Things last longer when you take care of them, you know? draw. It's hard to get a full table's worth of draw on something. Good follow through. See? That's staying down, that's following through, that's making the shot. That's how it needs to be all the time. Nice follow through. You've seen the English grab. Pushed it up a little too far, but I pushed it up. Gave me a shot on the 14. Nice follow through there. I think a lot of what's wrong with my game is I'm thinking about it too much. I think that's the biggest thing, is I'm stressing on it too much, I'm thinking too much. Just let it happen, you know. Second nature kind of thing. I always want to improve, so I start focusing on things like, hey, this will improve your game. Hey, this will make you better. Hey, pay attention to this. Focus on that. And it's like, I've been shooting pool for so long that I think it's actually screwing up my game. I mean, it's good because it's like, it's things to keep in mind, but at the same time, like, it's a mental game. Like, you get too many things in your mind at the same time, and you're just going to screw up regardless. But, no, I used to shoot a lot, and when I was shooting, it was a long time ago, but they used to call me Smiley. Everybody in the bar would call me Smiley. And Smiley had squinty eyes and didn't look like he could see the table, and always smelt like a skunk. But he didn't miss. And it pissed off everybody, because here's this kid, 21, 22, 23, whatever, young buck in comparison. And he's kicking everybody's ass, and he can't even open his eyes far enough to be able to see the table, let alone the ball, let alone what he's doing. With a big old shit-eating grin on his face. I don't know what pissed him off more, the fact that I was smiling all the time and I just kicked your ass and I did it with a smile on my face, or not quite certain exactly what pissed him off the most, but it definitely got under the skin of some. Led to some other days in the bars, smashed out windows and whatnot. People not so happy. Some people get really competitive with that kind of thing. I used to get competitive, but it was more along the lines of, I just want to win. They would get competitive along the lines of, you beat me and now I'm pissed off. So, yeah, it was, I mean, some people take it a little different. I mean, when I lost on the table, I would laugh it off. I'd go grab a soda or whatever, and I would, Jack and Coke, what have you, and I would laugh. And that'd be, oh, are you so happy that you just lost? It's like, because it's just a game. And the next time I get to the table, I'll kick your ass again. But there was one guy that I used to play all the time, and he played on League, and this was well before I got into League. And he was a 7, which a 7 and 8 ball is the best that you can get on that league. And so he was a 7, and I would give him a run for his money, if not kick his ass. And he hated it. He absolutely hated it. He hated the fact that I could put the cue ball where I needed it. And I didn't need to make the shot. I just needed the cue ball in a position, whereas you either have a difficult shot or you don't have a shot at all. I mean, and with 15 balls on the table, that's pretty easy to do. You get down to where you only got a few balls left on the table, it's not so easy anymore. But if I could hook them off the rip, and then run 3, 4, 5 balls out, or even hook them off the rip, let him rearrange the table so then I could see my balls again, I'd run the table. And he absolutely hated it. He could not stand the fact that I was keeping up and beating him, and he's such a good player and I'm terrible. But he was a lot of fun to shoot with. Another one of those guys that took it a little bit too serious. But I mean, you want to take it serious, you know. Oh yeah. Oh, I had so much fun. So much fun. I mean, all my old timer friends have passed on now, so it's kind of sucks, you know. And all the ones that I used to go out and shoot with on a regular basis, they're all in better places now, I hope. But they were all, you know, 50s, 60s when I was shooting with them and hanging with those guys, which was hilarious because, you know, you'd see this old guy come in and he'd just school everybody that was in the pool room, and then I'd step in, this young punk, and clean house. And they'd be like, wait a minute, how are you better than the old man that just whooped on me? It's like, yeah, who do you think whoops on him? Like, hello? I didn't hang out. That's the only people I ever hung out with, you know, pool shooters. That was my primary friend group, was people that shot pool. And for the main reason, it was something I enjoyed, you know. It's always been something I've enjoyed. And if you don't enjoy shooting pool, then you're missing out on things, man. You're missing out on life. You really are. Get out to a pool hall. Go put some balls in holes. You know, realize the technical skills to it and what it takes. And after you do that, go out and find some friends that shoot pool. And I'll tell you what, you'll never have a better time in your entire life and on a pool table with a group of people that enjoy shooting pool as much as you do, and just shooting the shit and laughing it up and just having a good old time. You won't find that. You know, I had another friend, we'd always make up stupid, silly games when we were shooting pool, you know. People would be like, what are you doing? You just scratched. And I'm like, yeah, that's how I get another turn. You see, the only way that I get another turn is if I scratch on every shot. So I'd literally have to figure out how to make this 5-ball and then scratch. A little bit more table grab than normal, you know. You figure out how to scratch on every single shot, and you learn how to not scratch on every single shot because of it. Like, I know this will scratch. Don't shoot it that way. like if you know that will scratch, don't do that. So we used to make up some fun games where it was just a lot of fun of just clowning around, you know, just things to do. And then another, you know, obviously, you know, bank every ball. You know, we never did bank every ball with last pocket because, good grief, that would have taken a year to go through one rack. But bank every ball was a fun one. I enjoyed that one. You know, scratch on every shot was another fun one. You know. But, yeah, it's definitely one of those things where if you haven't done it, just get out there and do it. It's a lot of fun. You know, you see the different angles and whatnot, and it's, I don't know, I mean, I've always seen the table a little different, you know. And when I see balls on the table, I'm seeing triangles, you know, like, that looks like, you know, 2 balls on the table. To me, I see 8 different triangles on the table. You know, like I got this one here. You know, so from here to here, where's the short stick at? So basically from there to there, you got a triangle here from that ball, right? So that from that ball up to here, you know, like triangles, man. And the more you look at it, the more you see, oh, well, you come off here, and all of a sudden there's a triangle, you know, coming out here, you know. So it's kind of one of those things. If you like geometry, it's one of those things. I think you'd enjoy it. If you don't like geometry, and you don't like math, and you don't like any of that, then just look at it for what it is. It's a couple of balls on the table. That ball's got to go in that hole, you know, like... There you go. Balls and holes. Easy game. But it's a fun game. And it can go from anywhere from just clowning around to, you know, go pro if you want, you know? Like, what's stopping you? The only thing stopping me from being pro is not practicing on a big enough table. This one's great for the league that I'm on, but if I was going to try to go pro, I'd need to be on a 9-foot table every day. You know, like I'm on this one every day. You know, every chance I get at least. But figure out what shots that you've been missing lately. Figure out what shots that are more difficult than others. You know, set them up and just run them. Practice them. Do them over and over again. That's all I do. You know. And then when I get to an actual game and I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, there's the 8 balls down in this pocket. I got a wall of balls over here. Got a couple of balls over here. Got a ball here. Some balls up in these areas. You know, where are you going with that one ball? You know? Where are you going to put it? You know what I mean? Where are you going to put the one ball? It doesn't go in the side pocket. You can glance it off to 14 and hopefully, you know, poke and hope. It's not going past the 8. It's not coming over here. It's not going up table. It's not going up that corner table. You got to put it in the side. You got no choice. So you put it in the side. You know, and then you continue your run. So it's, you know, you'd be surprised how often you run into these different positions. You know, and that's why I do a lot of the, you know, it's not really conventional, you know, and you don't see pool players, you know, pros out there saying, oh yeah, just set all the balls up and just shoot them in any random order. They don't do that. They set up one shot, 15 in the side. You know what I mean? Like, old. That gets so old, so fast. This, at least there's things to look at. You know, it's not, you're not focused on that one thing. You're focused on the one thing. You're focused on making the 5. You are. But at the same time, you're looking at all this, like, okay. Or you could be focused on, you know, making the 11. Let's focus on making the 11 instead. So you're focused on making the 11 in the pocket. Well, where do you want to be with all this mess? You know what I mean? They say, oh, you just put a little bit of right on it, a little bit of left on it, a little top, a little bottom. Well, depending on what your read is and what your layout is, where do you want the cue ball after you make that shot? Like, you can make a ball all you want, but where do you want it after that? You know what I mean? Like, the 10 ball doesn't go in the pocket over there, the 9 doesn't go over there, the 14 goes in the side. So realistically, I'd want to make that, and I would want to draw it back. So I'd have to put bottom left on it, pull this rail, and come back a little ways so I got the 14 in the side. You know, so it's things like that where it's just kind of, well, put right on it. That'll do it every time. You know, and you're gonna have that. You're gonna read it wrong. You're gonna hit it wrong. You're gonna make these mistakes. You know. Now, how do you work your way out of this hole? You know, how do you work your way out of this wet paper bag? You know. So you gotta look on it. Doesn't mean you can make it. You know. So I don't know. I practice a little different than the pros, but I still incorporate everything that they do. It's just I do it a little bit different. And that's what they all say. They say, don't copy what I do. Don't copy my stance. Don't copy my bridge. Don't copy my stroke. Don't copy. And then they want to give you a list of, you know, drills that they run. It's like, well, that's great. Why do I want to copy that? You told me not to copy anything else. Why do I want to copy that too? You know, like, for what? You know, I mean, slap. Why not? Get the ball off the table. Get some more balls off the table. Rearrange, move things around. Get used to the different shots. You're gonna see all of them. You know, doesn't matter which one it is. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. You're gonna have to be able to read it. You're gonna have to be able to understand it. You know, like this is the wrong shot. You should be shooting the 6 first. don't care. Why? Just to see what happens. Do a lot of that too, you know? But getting a feel for your stroke and everything else, that's huge. Getting a feel for my stroke, it seems as though the less I think about it, the better off it does. And a lot of the pros that I've seen that have posted, you know, different drills and whatnot that they run, they're playing on a 9-foot table. You can lay out 15 balls side by side and still have a 1/4-inch gap between all of them. You know, you ain't doing that on a bar box. You know, different game. It's like snooker. Snooker is a completely different animal too. You know, it's 12-foot long, 6-foot wide table. A table is as wide as this table is long, and it's twice as long as this one is long. The table's massive, and the balls are even smaller. The pockets even smaller. So, you know, all the cue sports, they all got their challenges. They all got their techniques and skills, and I don't know. I enjoy it. There's the right speed for that. That's good speed for a break. Hey, now what do you do? That's right. You get that bank you just been practicing. Oh, look. You suck at banking like that. Set it up. Do it again. Wow, still up by a dime. Hey, the wrong ball. Oh look, there's that bank I was practicing earlier. Man, almost like I knew what I was doing. Perfect. It's a shot I should probably practice, but pockets. Scratch. Click, click. Make that one full. Alright, now, the real reason we've been practicing, let's play a 9-ball game. Yeah, a friend of mine, he always used to say, he said, it's fun to have fun. It's fun to have fun. So yeah, it's definitely fun to have fun. rob me of my 9-ball, are you? Killing me. Alright, we're gonna go until I get a 9 on the break, because that was too close to getting robbed. I want to get that speed, but after finding out that they're not going to have new tables, that's going to be rough. Playing on old felt, but like I said, it'll be easier to dial back than it is to increase. So, or easier to increase than dial back. It's easier to go from a fast table to a slow table. So, and that's what I'll be doing. I'll be going from this fast piece of glass to a nice slow table where the cue ball is really going to get action. It's not going to sit there and slide. It's going to be a challenge, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I really want to use a closed bridge for this, but I don't have one to use. It's too high. No, jumped right out in front of you. That's because of wrong angle. Wrong angle. Nope, side rail jumped right out in front of me. Gotta work on those too. Cross banking back at me. Kick the table. Kick the table and watch it fall. Way off. Where's my triangle at? Where's my triangle at? That ain't it. That's a straight line. Not an easy shot to make. Nope, way off. Ball transfer immediately. Okay, yep, no, that's why. That's exactly why. I keep getting hung up on my backstroke and it's throwing my swing off. I guarantee that's what's happening. Alright, now I'm flustered. Don't be flustered. Relax. Nope. Nope, I'm not going to be able to make that one today at all. Definitely not an 8-ball. Nope, I can't manage to see it. Thank you. Quit thinking about it, just do it. Alrighty, y'all. It's going on breakfast and closer to lunch. So we are going to get the hell out of here.